I had been painting for pretty much 3 months non-stop. All of July while I painted the Tour de France, I didn't get on my bike and I had so little money that I ended up eating spaghetti hoops on toast for most meals. I became ill and could barely leave the house. In August, while I painted La Vuelta, I worked for an average of about 14 hours per day. I loved it, and that's probably why I'm here talking to you. So I'm eternally grateful for that. The artistic and the career side of my life was in shape. It was going really well. But I really needed to balance my life. I'd been ill, I hadn't got out of the house. I felt like I needed to do something different. Luckily, I'd been able to do these half-an-hour cycling challenges each day, which meant my health was getting better. I was also eating more fruit, so that really helped me as well. I was ready to go on some kind of trip. I packed my bags ready for an adventure into the unknown. Spare socks, Raffagilia and long sleeve jacket, water bottles, lights, a towel. I put it in this handy little Appadura bag. Opened my door, took out my bike, pumped up my tires and attached the bag. I was ready to go. I swung my leg round my trusty yellow steed and headed off for Marylebone Station. Importantly, I was wearing pink. I took my hairless head and bobbed through the station looking for platform 5, where the train left to go to this mystical place I had heard on from books. The countryside. It sounded magical, and I was truly excited. I looked out the window and watched as the grey concrete buildings gradually changed into green. The gods put on a show and whipped down some rain as the train whooshed through into the great green unknown. I could feel there was something waiting out there for me, and it was getting closer. Look how dorky I look. Welcome to Wendover. And we're off! I didn't know what was waiting for me, but the mystical journey continued. I passed many things. Four-wheeled motorbicycles driven by moustaches with leather gloves on. Tall trees reaching into the heavens. The air was beautiful and strange. Why was it not filled with the delicious pollution that I had been brought up with in the city? The smell of car farts was nowhere to be savoured. Why was nobody swearing? Were they not happy to be alive, and did they not want to celebrate their existence with some fanciful gutter words? Where were the traffic lights? The honky horns? This was a strange place, and our search was beginning to make me feel uneasy. Could the answers to my many complex needs lie in this strange green place?
Land.
It was raining heavily now, and so there's no video footage of what happened next. The gods were telling us to go home. Them throwing rain at us continually was their way of letting us know we were not wanted. Google Maps had led us down a narrow road which led to a dirt track which we couldn't pass with our bikes. Now the roads didn't want us. We stopped to rethink our quest. There was a silence filled only by the uncaring rain that pit-patted around us and the green rolling hills. We were soaked, and it felt like it was time to go home. We did not belong here. Then something happened. Look, Sam, there it is. My travelling companion pointed yonder at the thing that we had been looking for. If I didn't know what it was before, when I looked up, I most certainly knew that this was the answer. Through a gap in the trees in a wet sloping field shone the truth. Cows. We went through the gate and into the field. The troop of animals saw us and looked at us. They stayed where they were, but I sensed they would come forwards to say hello. Not wanting to scare them or to look too keen, I stayed put. As the enormous beasts moved forwards, I asked myself whether I was mad. Perhaps they were going to charge me down and eat me alive. I zoned into a higher power, and it told me, chillax. that these are large dogs and they are our friends. The cows approached and stopped about a meter away from me. I felt their great force, and it was beautiful. The cows, the rain, the grass. I held my hand out and one brave cow moved her giant box-like head nearer. I made sure I didn't move too suddenly so she knew it was safe. She licked my hand with her rough sandpaper tongue. The rain kept falling and nobody said anything. As we stood in the field, I realized that the gods were not trying to scare us off. They didn't judge. The rain was just is, and we should just am. I looked the cow in the eye, and an eternity shone there. I had learned something. There was a natural ending to our cosmic interaction, and we all said goodbye and went our separate ways. We used Google Maps to get us back to the train station and went home. It was a strange and beautiful day. Something had been answered.